We are synced. We are live.
We are live for episode 69 of the Paro Pod with your boys. Not at all positive Mark. No, negative Mark.
Negative
And
Mark. That's what they call me.
Hopefully negative Owen. But who knows?
You're negative, man. You're negative, you know. We're all
I'm pretty
staying
sure I am.
negative for this one.
Well, yeah, we're staying negative.
This is episode
The sequel.
68, though, isn't it?
This is, what did I say? Oh, shit, I said episode 69. Fuck, I jumped the gun.
Fuck it.
Episode 68.
Fuck it. We're all kind of confused, you know. Confused
Because
with
we
a
missed a
capital
week,
C.
you know?
Yeah, we missed a week, you know.
Due to storms and holidays.
Holidays, sleep deprivation, holidays, you know, storms.
Storms, you know.
it was a
The
big
elements were against us.
Yeah. I think time and the cosmos was against us. And it just didn't work out. But we're back, and things have changed in a huge way. Things are completely different to how they were. Things are actually more like they were before than they were last week.
Yeah, I'm
You
getting
know?
mad deja vu. We're recording on Zoom for the people that have no idea.
Yeah,
like,
we're on Zoom again. And
just for this week.
absolutely catastrophic technical difficulty starting off tonight. Oh my god, my computer shot the bed. I was just adjusting the monitor and it just died. It completely died. It takes 20 minutes to turn back on. You know, it's the worst thing. I hate this machine. I've stopped using it like altogether. I barely use it at all this year because like I'm spoiled because in work they have like these like crazy fast like you know like these machines that like it costs you $1,000 to buy it in PC World or whatever. I'm just there on
those
it all
bad
day.
boys.
So it's like I can't use this thing. This is caveman stuff. It's like using an abacus or something like that. You know, you can't. There's no point. There's no point. And I was like I was booting it back up again. And I was trying to load Chrome. I was getting into Facebook, and I was trying to get to the message to get into the link.
Yeah,
to come
open up
here.
the link. Yeah.
And then it was like Messenger was like, "Would you like to update the app?" It's like, no, I don't want to update the app. Leave me alone. You know, it's just like there's no need.
Jesus.
There's no need to actually update any of these apps. That's the thing.
No, it's
there
pointless.
actually
You don't
isn't.
need it.
There actually
It's a
is.
load of shite.
But yeah,
It is a load of shite. I'm low key glad. Well, not low key glad, but like, I bought this fucking Blue Yeti last year, like around January, February last year, and I bought it because it was like, why not have it like, because we were on that COVID money. I was like, here,
Yeah.
fuck it, we'll just get a decent mic to record over Zoom. And by the time that it arrived, we had started recording back in person again. So now we get to find out like how good this thing is for over Zoom. But I'm sure it sounds alright. I'm pretty sure it picks up my computer.
it sounds
Like,
grand. It sounds grand. Isn't that
Yeah.
what you used for when we had Isabel on?
Yeah, but that was. Yeah. The third person was really difficult.
Yeah, that is
I was
true.
holding it and shit. Now I got a mic stand. Everything is looking up for this mic.
Yeah, the mic stands. Yeah,
Um,
was a key.
Eventually, we will have a guest on. Liam. Shout out to Liam if he's listening. We're going to have him on soon enough. Don't know when, but in the next 3 episodes, we will have a guest on.
In the next 3 episodes, we're gonna have 3 guests, 1 per episode. It's kind of Christmas, kind of advent calendar themed calendar for the podcast.
It's going to be
That's
exciting.
the plan
It's gonna be
anyway.
good.
That's not gonna happen, but that could be that we could plan that.
We could. We won't end
we
up
won't.
doing
We
it,
won't
but
do
we could
that.
plan
But we
it.
could plan it.
I think at this stage everyone knows though. Like we were like, yeah, we'll do this, and then it somehow never turns out that
It
way.
just doesn't- life gets in the way, you know. Things happen.
Life gets in the way.
You know, there's a way of
I
doing
know.
that
What'd you
thing.
get up to over there? Because I haven't seen you in 2 weeks, bro. How you been?
You know yourself. Nothing. I haven't been doing anything at all. I was
Yeah.
I was coming off the nights there last week. I didn't sleep for days. I didn't sleep on the Sunday or the Monday. I was in bits, in absolute bits. And then I see the way they changed the thing, like they pulled back the opening hours of pubs and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't get to go out once, not once. You know,
Yeah.
absolutely depressing scenes.
Yeah. I went out. I went out once, like when the clubs and stuff were open, and I was
Mm.
like, I hate this. This is not fun.
Oh, it
wasn't-
fun, no, but like you know, you want to make the most of it. I
Yeah,
just wanted
like,
to do it.
At like to some extent anyway, to take advantage of it because it's gonna be taken away from us again.
Yeah. Absolute scumbag.
Yeah, it's a load of bollocks, man.
Mm.
Because I was in good old London over the
Landing.
weekend. Yeah.
How was that?
Which is why we're recording on Zoom. But man, London's some fucking city, Jesus.
Yeah. What'd you get up to?
I got up to loads. We went out for drinks on Thursday, then went to a show on Friday, and then we went to go see Come From Away, good musical, and then on the Saturday we went for food. We went to this bougie ass food in this restaurant, and then we went to a comedy club. Then on the Sunday got our COVID tests, went to Camden Market, which was lovely, and then on the Monday back home. And I don't know if Isabel wants me to say this or not. I'll cut this if she doesn't, but she ended up getting COVID. So that's why we're recording. So far I'm negative. The antigens are negative, but
That means you're.
I didn't realize how.
Negative, you know? You'd be fine.
But like, I only found out that like the way the antigen tests work is like the reason why they want you to, like, over 5 days you're meant to take 3 antigen tests with like 2 days in between, because the antigen test doesn't detect the COVID in your body. It detects the antibodies that your body produces to fight COVID. So it quite literally, until you start showing symptoms, the antigen test won't detect anything. So I don't understand, because like, if I have symptoms, I don't need the antigen test to tell me that. And if I don't have symptoms ever, it's not gonna. You get symptoms because you're sick. Like, you're sick because your body is fighting off an infection. So if you're like asymptomatic, does that just mean that antigen tests never work?
Would it not be like, even if you're asymptomatic, that just means like your antibodies are just doing a really good job, but they'd still show up, wouldn't it?
I have no idea.
People were like, just didn't have any symptoms whatsoever, but they still would have had antibodies. I don't know, because the antigen test, they just look a bit dodgy, They just always look dodgy. I can't believe, like, because they have a false positive rate, Like, if you take 100 of them, you're supposed to be, like, you have a chance of 1 coming back positive no matter what, even if you're negative. But, like, people be taking them hundreds of times. Like, I can't believe that this would ever come back positive, There's been times and I'll be like, I have coronavirus, and I do the test, and it's just, like, negative. I was just like, that doesn't make any sense, It doesn't add up.
I have all the symptoms. It was like when I came back from Scotland. When I came back from Scotland, I had a fever and all. Well, it wasn't really a fever, but it was like I had a bit of a flu. And I was like, this doesn't feel like COVID. Like, I could feel it in myself. I was like, this isn't COVID. And the antigen test was like, nah, bro, it's not COVID. But what if I took a PCR test and that came back positive?
That's the thing.
I don't know how many false negatives there are.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's many now. That's a different level of bad luck,
But man, absolutely fucking raging, right? So, new Ireland rules: when you're coming back into Ireland from anywhere, you have to take an antigen test. So we're in London and we're stressing out, and we eventually get our antigen test booked and everything, and then we get our antigen tests, and they come back negative. We're like, fucking grand. Like, negative tests, we can come back home. 60 quid each for these antigen tests. And we rock into the airport, and they don't check it in London, and we're like, okay, maybe when we go back into Ireland. They didn't even fucking check it when we got into Ireland. They're not even checking the antigen tests, which are one of the requirements to travel. And I paid 60 fucking quid for mine. This is a load of bullshit. I wanted them to ask for it. Got it for nothing. Like, Isabel travelled, and then the day afterwards was sick with COVID because the antigen test was, because you have 48 hours until you can use it. Like, we got on the Sunday and then traveled on the Monday, which is fine. Like, you can use your antigen test for that. But then Isabel was sick on today, which is Tuesday. So, like, the antigen test not only didn't detect the fact that it didn't work, but like, they didn't even check it in the first place. It's a load of bollocks.
Yeah. You have a positive test just walking through. It's like, yeah. Pure habit now.
No worries.
Yeah, that is mad.
Rage.
Yeah,
I want
that's a scam, though.
Tweet at Leo. I'm tweeting at Leo to get a refund for those antigen tests.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, that's a rip-off. That's a
joke.
Rip. Yeah, eventful times, though. Eventful times.
Yeah. Went to go see the British Museum.
The British Museum. Any use?
Unreal,
any decent
man.
exhibits?
Gotta see mummies. You know the Great Wave painting?
Yeah.
They have, like, excuse me. I never knew about that painting. Well, like, about the picture, I guess, is that there is no, like, one original. There's just, like, hundreds and hundreds of like copies from the original time it was printed. They have no idea what the original one is, but there's loads of differences between all the copies because of like how it was used on the boards that they made the prints from. Mad interesting. But Jesus, man, I was walking through the museum, and I was like, if there was some Irish stuff in here, I'd be fucking raging.
Yeah. Wasn't on, no?
No, there's loads of. We didn't actually even bother going through the British stuff because I don't give a shit. But like, I don't give a shit about British history in that sense. But like the Egyptian stuff, like it's like they have bodies that Egyptian bodies on display in the British Museum.
Yeah, that's a bit rough, you know, like old kings and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, pharaohs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like, that's a bit disrespectful, isn't it? You know?
Oh man,
like
imagine
they were
if they had a
gods.
bog body.
Yeah, bog bodies, but like bog bodies, that's some lad from down down the road, like who fell into the bog, some dope, you know.
Yeah,
That's like a farmhand or whatever. Like the pharaoh, he was the god king of Egypt, and now he's on display in fucking London, you know. It's like what would he have thought of that back then? He'd be like
in a
sacrilege.
free museum.
yeah, still only have to pay for it, like, you know. Like he was a god back in the day. Just seems a bit disrespectful. I don't know.
Yeah, the amount of shit is in it as well is insane. Like you're just walking through and they have huge statues from like I can't remember the name. It's like one of the like Middle Eastern empires. I can't remember I can't remember the name of it. But like they like their massive statues, stuff from Egypt, stuff from Greece and Rome and stuff like that. And like, would you not be fucking sick if you were like, because we were walking through at one stage, and there's a Greek guy talking to his mate, and he's like, "Yeah, all this shit is stolen." And the British guy was like, "Yeah, well, I guess you're right, but still, man, it's pretty good."
Yeah. Is that where they keep the Elgin marbles? They have
the Elgin marbles.
It's just marble statues from Greece.
Oh yeah, they have a few of them.
The stolen ones, but like it's a big diplomatic controversy between Britain and Greece. You know, it's a big sticking point. Or it was back in the day.
You can see why. Like when you're walking through, man, like it's like 3/4. Nah, even man, I wouldn't even say 3/4. I said like 9/10 of this museum is filled with stuff that isn't British.
yeah, it's just bad out, you know. But like a lot of it would be destroyed if it wasn't preserved. But maybe it's better off.
Yeah, well, I mean, guess that's why there's no Irish stuff in there, because they destroyed most of it.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens over time, you know. You get a few lads, a few overzealous fellas, you know, like the Taliban and all that stuff, just blowing things up for the laugh.
Yeah, just get rid of it.
That's just time. That's just history, you know.
Just getting mad cunts just going through, like the Romans with the temple. What was that one called?
Which one?
The temple in like Jerusalem.
Oh, I don't know.
The Great Temple.
The big
Where
temple.
they had the wall. What's that one called?
I don't know.
You know the wall. The big wall, I think it's in Jerusalem.
The Wailing Wall or whatever.
The Wailing Wall, yeah. What was that from?
Yeah. It's one the Jews kiss.
Yeah, what is that from? That's from the Wailing Wall. The Western Wall.
The Western Wall. Yeah, a lot of old stuff.
Yeah, it's just a Western Wall. I can't remember what the name of the temple was, but you know, that thing got it was a big massive temple. Is that what it is?
I don't know, no idea. There's a lot of temples out there.
Yeah, but the Wailing Wall is like the remnants of like this massive fucking temple that was in Jerusalem, and the Romans just came through and ripped it to the ground, except for this one wall.
Classic Romans, classic Italians, mad bastards.
Classic Italians,
mad bastards. So you even see, you know the ancient wonders of the world, but there's only 2 of them left. You know.
Yeah, man. Like you have like
there's only 2, seven wonders, but.
7 wonders of the old world, and only 2 of them exist.
Yeah. Because you had the Colossus. Ever see that? The Colossus of Rhodes.
Yeah, the feast thing. Like,
yeah.
Do they? Is it the feet that they still have?
I don't think they have anything. I think it's all gone. Because they don't have anything. Because they don't even know where it was. They just have theories of which inlet it might have been placed over. It was like a giant statue of like a soldier, or of of a god, some kind of god or whatever, and he's standing.
Colossus of Rhodes.
Yeah, and he's standing over a port, and like he was standing like sort of spread legged, and like to get into the port, you had to like sail underneath this guy's balls, like the statue's. But it was like
it's like that, that Transformers 2 joke.
Yeah,
like,
you look up and it's like they've gone into full detail, like just underneath the skirt. But yeah, he was like 90 feet tall or something like that.
Yeah, he's massive.
But he's gone now, long gone.
I feel like I've seen, maybe that's just in a film or something where like they have the feet or something. Yeah, like the other ones is like there's a statue of Zeus at Olympia. I don't know if that still exists.
I doubt it.
Which ones exist and which ones don't?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's the one that's in Hercules, like the Disney film.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like because Hercules travels all the way to the statue of Zeus who's sitting in a chair. So I'm assuming that's what that is meant to be. I don't know if they have it. Well, like pyramids of Giza are still there.
Oh yeah, the big lads. The
lighthouse of Alexandria is the other one.
Yeah,
that's definitely gone. There's no way that massive lighthouse is still there.
Yeah, the Temple of Artemis. All these things they're lost in time, like tears and rain. Wait, there's only the Pyramid of Giza, is it?
Yeah, look at it, because I don't know if the hanging gardens of Babylon they're gone.
Obviously, that's gone. Yeah, Babylon. That thing's in bits these days. That thing's in bits.
Yeah, no, I'm on this. They only have one left, and it's just the pyramids.
That's kind of a shame,
Because I'm scrolling through, and it's only showing a photo of the pyramids. Yeah, no, that's it. The pyramids is the only great wonder still standing.
That's
it was
history.
built more than 4,000 years ago.
That is history. Let's see, they have the new 7 wonders of the world.
Yeah, the 7 wonders of the New World.
Yeah, but they're shite,
What are these
7
wonders?
We have Christ the Redeemer. Like, why is that on there? You don't.
That's pretty cool, but like
it's cool
compared to the like port standing dude. It's not that good.
Yeah, Colossus of Rhodes is cool because it's like 2000 BC and all this stuff. Like Christ the Redeemer, like you put men on the moon at that stage. It doesn't it's a good statue, but come on. Machu Picchu, that's a good one. Petra, Taj Mahal, I suppose. Colosseum, that's an old wonder. That's an old wonder. I don't know why that's
like
there.
if you have stuff.
You can't put the Colosseum in there.
Yeah, like what's the cutoff date for these wonders of the world,
I suppose, yeah. Well, they should, I don't know, have a proper
Taj Mahal is pretty cool. I'll accept the Taj Mahal. Great Wall. Great Wall's pretty fucking old as well, like.
The Great Wall, yeah, they should have that there.
No, that is there. That's one of the 7. Great Wall of China.
Oh, okay. But this is hardly modern,
I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation for this, but it's some Mexican temple. Petra, which is cool. Machu Picchu, which is cool. Christ Redeemer. Now, when the fuck its origins date to just World War One. That is too like you can't have that in the same list as fucking Machu Picchu.
Yeah. That's just disrespectful. Come on.
The Colosseum, like, how long was the Taj Mahal? It's the most iconic monument.
Taj Mahal's only a few
1600s.
What the fuck?
I'll accept that. I'll accept 1600s. That seems old enough for me.
That's pretty old. Yeah. They should put Newgrange on it. Why not?
Yeah, where's our representation?
Where's the Irish representation? Come on. We were wonderful back in the day.
Yeah, at some stage.
At some point.
Right, if we're making 7 wonders of Ireland.
Oh, okay. Giant's Causeway.
Obviously.
Well, you have to put in Newgrange.
The Spire.
The Spire. Yeah. How did they do it?
Newgrange.
How did they do it,
What great gods created this?
Yeah.
If you're like giving it a backstory, it's like
Ozymandias is just what Spurty Ahern says. Like, a sunken visage half sunk in the sand.
Who's like an Irish like Cuchulain's like he like struck down a spear or some shit like that that made the spire.
yeah, that's the thing, yeah. But what else did you? I don't know.
So we got 3 there. Wait, what did you say? We said Giant's Causeway, the Spire, Newgrange. I can't believe we're doing this with the Spire. That's so disrespectful. But anyway,
you stick the burn down there.
Oh, the burn.
How did
100%.
they do that? How did they manage that? A karst landscape. in Clare. You know.
We'll have what's your man's name? Marty Morrison.
Marty Morrison. All right.
That's a wonder of Ireland. You look at that man's face, you think that's a wonder.
Yeah, how did he do that? And Crow Park, you know.
Crow Park
specifically, the one, the tour you do at the top of it, and then the GPO.
And the GPO, just because.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, Ireland summed up into seven wonders. I was gonna say spots. We've a man's face on this.
Yeah. That's a way better term though. The 7 spots of Ireland, like. we don't even try to claim they're wonderful. They're just spots.
There's places, things, 7 things in Ireland.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh god. Yeah, no, it is like like the 7 wonders. Because I always thought that the 7 wonders of the world. When I found out about like the old ones, I was like, oh, so they're all still around. I was like, nope. They're not. Which is
they're
shame.
long gone. Yeah, but that makes it way cooler. So
Yeah.
maybe things are better left to sort of fade, you know, or to be destroyed.
Time,
bro. You know,
the great redeemer.
Exactly. Yeah, the Brazilians now. Oh, but yeah, have you watching any films, or is that in the past 2 weeks?
Briefly, because we're talking about all these history stuff. Me and Iz watched Night at the Museum 2.
Oh, very good.
When we were on holidays. I don't think I've never sat down and watched Night at the Museum 2 in full. It was just on the TV, but I've seen bits of it, like disparately throughout the years, ever since it came out. That is such a fucking weird film. General Custer is a good guy in that movie.
Is he?
Yeah, he's played by Bill Hader. He's one of the good guys.
Oh god. Oh, is he? Is that Owen Wilson? Wait, who is that?
No, it's
again?
Bill Hader. Bill Hader plays
Bill
him.
Hader plays him. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's only in the second one, but it's like, oh.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing the second one now. But
yeah, no, it's not
Fuck
good,
that.
but you know, can't really expect it to be. Night at the Museum 1 is pretty decent, but like, you know,
Yeah.
come on, it's not that good.
Yeah, come on. Is that the one with Darth Vader and stuff in it? Or is that not
Yeah,
3?
That's the second one.
Oh, okay.
And there's a bad guy team made up of Ivan the Terrible, Al Capone, and Napoleon,
Oh, very good.
and some Egyptian king.
All right.
Can't remember his name, but he's played by what's your man's name that plays all the Simpsons characters?
Hank Azaria.
Yeah, Hank Kazarian. He plays the Egyptian king. I was like, Hank, come on, you were getting in trouble at the time for being a poo. You can't do that.
Yeah. Was that not? That's like 2011 or something, is it? Back in the day.
Yeah, it is like 2011.
Way back when. Yeah, actually, I think I feel like I saw that in cinemas actually. But yeah, kind of forgotten.
Kazarian. Yeah, Hank Kazarian's like, he's whatever in it, but like it is just a whatever film. I just wanted to mention it because we were talking about history and I saw it when I was in London. It's just whatever, you know. Night at the Museum. This is the third one. Did you know that? There's 3 Night at the Museum films?
Yeah. I've never seen the third one now. Definitely never seen it.
No, I don't know anything about the third film.
I don't know anyone who
it's the
has
same.
seen it,
Who has seen the Night at the Museum trilogy?
yeah.
Because they came out so
someone owns
far
it on
apart.
DVD, you know.
Yeah, it's on
what?
like those, like, you know, those 2-packs you can kind of find in like Tesco and stuff like that. Like there's a 3-pack somewhere of Night at the Museum. But those films came out really far apart. So who the fuck, like, what's the target audience? You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably just people who went to fucking, was it Universal that owns that? They've a whole like ride dedicated to it. I think was it based on the ride? It might have been. I don't know.
I have no idea. I didn't know
Night at the
they had a
Museum.
ride.
Yeah. The first one's good though.
The third film is Robin Williams' last film.
That's so sad. That's actually that's a tragedy.
Yeah. Yes, we got 2006, 2009, and then 2014.
2006, Jesus.
Yeah. That film's old. I saw that film in cinemas.
Yeah, I was the same, yeah. Jeez, 2006. We're getting old.
Jeez, I feel fucking old now. But yeah, forget that film. I want to talk about a good film. I watched The King of New York. Have you heard
King of
this
New
film?
York. Is this Christopher Walken film?
It is indeed.
I also watched this film.
This movie is bitchin'. This movie is so good.
It's a mad neo-noir vibe, you know. It's
With
he's a
the-
pure he's a smooth guy. He's a cool dude in this. You
He's
know.
a cool dude. He's a Robin Hood-esque figure.
Mm.
He's taking back the streets for the people, building hospitals, you know. But what did you think about the film?
I thought it's a bit formulaic, but like at the
It
same
is.
time it hits the beats very, very well.
It's
It-
vibey though.
it hits the landing very. It's like it's right exactly what it wanted to be, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and you know, Chris Walken just kind of that's something. That's the kind of thing I think he was. You know, it's something that really suits him well. Very, very clear
Definitely.
character. You know, it's just like
Yeah,
he's just cool. I don't know.
he's
Yeah.
just cool. He's just like slick.
Yeah, slick, city slicker. You know, saving the people. He's like, it's like so 90s as well, or is it the 80s?
God, is
But
it? No,
It's extremely 90s.
I think it's
you know?
90s. It's
It's
90s
the
New
corrupt, the corrupt city, and then this like robber barons like turned into like a man of the people, building hospitals and stuff and schools.
York. Building hospitals.
Yeah. And but he's also violent, and he's morally ambiguous, you know. And he's also
Yeah.
he beats people up and he shoots people and stuff. It's like wow, you know. He's
Jeez,
the boss.
He certainly fucks people up.
Yeah, he is the boss.
And you got fucking Steve Buscemi shows up at this film, and I was just like, oh damn, Steve Buscemi's gonna die. I think this is one of the only films where Steve Buscemi doesn't die.
Is he in this?
He's only in 2 scenes, but regardless, he doesn't die.
Yeah, I don't remember him at all.
He's only at the very start of the film
Oh, okay.
with Lawrence. Is it Lawrence Fishburne?
Yeah. Lawrence Fishburne, he's amazing in this.
Yeah, he is, isn't
He's
he?
so hateable, you know.
Yeah,
He's very unlikable.
but you still love him.
he's pure evil, like he's like sadistic.
Oh Jesus, he is. He's pure massacres people.
You still love him. Very different from his
Ev-
usual character, you know.
Yeah,
And he
I love
kind
the
of
bit-
looks different, you know. He's so young.
he looks really weird in the film, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. He's like half
I think it's just
evolved.
that he's
between,
young.
Yeah, it's because you know, I see him in Apocalypse Now, and he just looks like it doesn't look like him at all, but it
No.
does. You know, I think he's just skinny or something. But this is like halfway in between that and Morbius. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When did King of New York come out? And then when did The Matrix come out? Because Matrix is 99. Because he just looks mad. He just looks mad young in this film, but like I don't think there's that much. 90, yeah. So there's 9 years between them.
Jeez, he
Man
aged
didn't
like
age that
milk.
well between these two films, but then he's aged incredibly well since then.
He just looks the same since 1999.
Yeah. Few of us can make that claim, especially us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of great performances. A lot of you know.
I love the scumbag Irish cops.
Yeah. What's his name? He has some mad Irish name.
Man, I
Yes.
can't remember.
redhead Irish cop. You know,
Redhead,
He's-
red blood.
he's trying to
Blue
do it
Lives
by the
Matter
book.
cop.
Yeah, Blue Lives Matter. Yeah. He's trying to do it by the book, but the book isn't working out. You know, he's trying to like bend the rules and stuff. But like, it's very much a genre film. It's so like generic, but not to use that as like a slur against the film. But like
Mhm.
everything is like a convention, or like this
Yeah.
guy represents this, and this is Chris Walken's character. As soon as Chris Walken's character is like introduced, you're like, I already know this guy is. I've met this guy a million times before, you know.
You've seen him in 100,000 noir things before.
Yeah.
Only this time, he's slightly more likable. Slightly,
Yeah.
because he's the one like not racist white person in the film, which is also he's also the main character. So
yeah. Sure, yeah, you have to do it, you know.
But you know, he gives people their jobs. I like that scene where he's like, he's on the underground, and he's there like basically about to fuck your one. He's just like, just like proper feeling her up on the train, like they're just by themselves, and then these kids come up to rob him, and he's just like, here, take this money and report back to me tomorrow morning. I got a job for you. It's like, this is such a weird character.
Yeah, what the fuck? That was so weird. Yeah. I didn't understand that. Like when he first, because she's like, she's the one. Is she the one who put him in prison, or she's just his lawyer?
Because
I thought they were like enemies when they were first introduced.
Yeah,
but then he starts fingering her on the tube, like.
Yeah,
you know?
because
Like,
my mom
what
goes
the
to me
fuck?
afterwards, or like my mom or my dad go afterwards, like, surely she wouldn't be an attorney general anymore. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? It's like, she's like a really high up lawyer. I was like, what the fuck was that said?
Yeah, what the fuck? I don't know. Yeah, she's the attorney general. She's there, fucking getting blasted by like the biggest mob boss in the city on the train, like
In
on
public on the train.
Yeah, on the metro, like last bus home. What the fuck?
Oh. And
I
everyone's
found
just
that
sitting
very
there like,
confusing. Yeah.
yeah, because when they're first introduced, I was like, oh, they don't really know each other. But then it's like, oh no, they do know each other, and they're also, you know, intimate.
Yeah, extremely intimate. Yeah.
To put it lightly.
Yeah, my god.
Yeah, their relationship was confusing to say the least. But it was good, you know. It was vibey as fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a very, very particular 90s vibe. You know?
All those shots of him like driving in the streets, just having a cigarette, just like looking out, and it's that like bing boom type of music, you know.
Yeah.
You know the music. I'm sure my rendition made sense to everyone.
Yeah, it's like GTA in a film or something. But
Yeah.
like more, you know, more noir, obviously, you know. But yeah.
The city, yeah. I want to, because like from the film, like I don't really know that much about 90s New York, except for that it was an absolute shithole.
Didn't it? Was it not it got saved in the 90s? It was in the 70s. It was really bad.
I think it was really bad up until the 2000s,
Was it?
or like the mid 90s. I'm pretty sure.
Mm.
Because I know that it was shit. I know that it was really bad in the 70s and 80s, but I don't know.
Mm.
It looks like it looks pretty bad in this. So, although maybe this is set in the 70s.
Yeah, maybe it is. You know, with the crime wave, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't remember. I watched this like 2 weeks ago. You know.
Yeah, this is the problem. I watched it 2 weeks ago. I can't really remember it that well. What did you watch recently?
I had a look at a film I've been meaning to watch quite a long time. It's called Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. It's a horror film from.
I misread this. I thought it was Mr. Hyde. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. What you call it? It's a horror film from 1970 something, from the 70s anyway. And I just want to get the year. What year is it? Yeah, it's a horror film from 1971. And obviously it's a play on the classic Robert Louis Stevenson story, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which everyone knows, you know. It's like the duality of man, and you know, he's a monster at night and he's a normal guy in the day. You know, but he has to juggle the two personalities. You know, it's a bit
It's
like
a story about toxic masculinity, bro.
yeah, it's about him being he's a man basically, but he's two different types of men. You know, inside you there are two men. You know, that kind of
Side
thing.
note, just for a second, I forgot to mention this to you. What do you think of Jordan Peterson coming to the 3 Arena?
The 3 Arena, yeah. On the same night as Garrett Brooks is doing his thing in Crow Park. It's very, very sad.
Jesus.
Very sad. End it all, you know. End it all. I can't believe he's like, people pay to watch that guy.
Yeah.
After,
Especially in the 3 Arena, like, what the fuck?
well, especially because he was here. He did that before.
Mm.
He did that like 3-4 years ago. Loads of people I
Yeah.
know were at it as well. But like it was kind of more
Yeah.
understandable then because he was like, back then he was just like, he owned, like, it's just like Jordan Peterson owns SJWs, like all those videos on YouTube, and he had like 20 million views at every one of them. But then like he did a debate against Zizek and falls into a coma immediately afterwards. and like nearly
Destroyed.
dies because he's addicted to drugs, and like
Where are the cultural Marxists?
yeah, he got destroyed so badly he fell into a coma, and then he nearly died because he was addicted to drugs, you know. And but people still want to pay to see him. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It's silly.
Yeah, and he's also, a fucking joke. Anyway,
Oh,
has
yeah,
been
yeah.
proven to be one multiple times.
He's an absolute
but-
fraud.
It makes me sick that he can sell out like the 3 Arena. I don't know if it has been sold out or like what the ticket sales are like or anything, but he can get the 3 Arena. Meanwhile, like my favorite like musical artists can only, they get like the Olympia and stuff like that. It's like fuck everything.
Yeah. It's just.
I don't
it's just,
really like going to gigs in the 3 Arena anyway, but still, I want the artists to do well.
It's the principle, you know. Like he's just.
It's
fact-
the
yeah,
message
fact
it
he's so
sends.
big. Yeah. He's just a YouTube star at this stage. But like, the audience, the amount of fucking gobbeans in this country, people say to pay to see anything. All those lockdown protesters, they're probably all going to,
Oh, obviously, bro.
Absolute airheads, like absolute gobbeans. Not to be dwelling too much on poor old Jordan Peterson. He did nearly die after all,
He's still a prick though.
He's still a cunt, yeah. But
But yeah, Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde.
Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. 1971 British horror film. It's directed by Roy Ward Baker, who directed a lot of films, which we would not know. And
I was about to ask.
and this one, it's a play on the old story, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. It's all about the original story is like, it's like everyone can relate to it. It's like, I'm a beast at night, but during the day I'm just a fucking, I'm a pussy or whatever, like things. Everyone's like, has
I'm
two.
a regular schlub.
Oh yeah, he's a regular. He's like Chris Walken and the Attorney General on the tube.
Yeah.
It's like two sides of the same coin. One hand washes the other, and I don't know. That's not what it is at all. But like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, that everyone knows that basic story, and don't think I've ever actually seen the film, the original film, but I only know it as the Looney Tunes version. Did you ever see the Looney Tunes version?
Yes. And I'm
Yeah, I
pretty
think
sure
everyone
that's the only version I've ever seen of it as well.
That's the definitive version as far as I'm concerned.
I might have seen I think I've only ever seen Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde adaptations through animation. Like there might have been like a SpongeBob episode or something like that where it happens or something along those lines, or like some Cartoon Network episode or show.
Yeah.
Maybe Courage the Cowardly Dog might have something of it, but like the Looney Tunes is 100% the one that I know.
Yeah, that's the thing, because it's like a lot of his stories. It's like Treasure Island as well. Like no one knows Treasure Island. Like you think, or like no one. Like if you think of Treasure Island, you think of Muppets, or you think Treasure Planet. Because there's
Treasure
no.
Planet is so good.
Yeah. But like that's the thing, because it's all. The stories themselves, the original stories by Stevenson, are just like very, very. They're kid stories, like very, very simplistic, kind of like just like basic. Something that he wrote in a day to like keep the money flowing in or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't write in a day, but like, it's just he's just writing to make money. But like the original story, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, very, very basic, very, very basic, and it's not that interesting really. It's pretty cool. It's a cool thought experiment, but it's not that interesting. But then you get into Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde, which is like this weird. For some reason, I don't know why they decided to do this, but for some reason they decided to gender swap, or no, to insert a kind of gender element, some kind of gender politics into the story of the original story of Jekyll and Hyde. So it has the premise is Henry Jekyll, he's a scientist in London. It's like Victorian era London, and he's trying to figure out an elixir. He's such a genius, and he's so obsessed with work that he wants to extend his own lifetime so that he'll be able to, contribute more to society. So his next project is to produce an elixir, what you call it?
An elixir?
An elixir of life, or whatever it's called. Like it's something that will prolong his life indefinitely. And so he has this. He does this experiment where he gets I think it's like a moth or something like that, and or it's like a special. It's like a mayfly or something, and he's able to using like estrogen or something, he's able to prolong its life by 3 days. But in the meantime, it's like the mayfly transitions into a female, and so like he's increased the lifespan of this organism by like the equivalent in human years of like 200 years. And
yeah, I can see it. Yeah, it's like because women traditionally live longer.
yeah, like 2 years
Uses it,
longer.
yeah.
So like that's the payoff. He can live longer, but the thing is, this potion that he takes, this elixir, turns him into a woman.
Turns him into a hottie. I'm looking at these photos.
Yeah. Edwina Hyde. So obviously it's the same as the original story. He doesn't know that he's turning into Hyde. So he lives in like this gaff, and like his landlords are upstairs, and there's Susan and there's Howard, and Susan is horny for Jekyll. Like she's like, oh, this mysterious scientist, like, do you want to go to the opera and all this stuff? And he's like, he's too involved in his own work. He's like, nah, forget it. And then he turns into Edwina Hyde at night, and but he doesn't know it. And Susan is like, oh my god, like he has another woman over. But Howard comes down. He's like, oh, who's your one in Jekyll's gaff, you know?
Who is this absolute body staying in this gaff?
Yeah. So he's getting stuck into her, Edwina, you know? It's very, very funny, you know, but it's the same person, Edwina Hyde and Henry Jekyll. And managed to romance two of the people in the gaff. It's very, very, it's quite funny, you know, it's a funny premise. But the thing is to keep obviously Edwina Hyde is a separate personality. It's not just a case of a physical transformation. Like they're two different clashing personalities that aren't like entirely aware of each other. So Edwina Hyde is very, very much trying to dominate Jekyll, and she's trying to prolong her own kind of.
She sounds like the perfect woman, dominating.
Yeah. But to prolong her own kind of like whatever, to like prolong being a woman and to sort of complete the transformation, she needs to harness the life force of young women. And so she does that by procuring like fresh corpses of young women around the area. And so there's like this weird kind of side plot where it diverges into kind of like an elaboration of like Burke and Hare and Jack the Ripper. Like Burke and Hare are in the film as killers, and Jekyll is like collaborating with them to compose the initial elixir, and then afterwards Edwina starts lashing out, and Jekyll and Hyde basically reproduced the Jack the Ripper murders, all this stuff. And then there's the whole battle for control of the body, and the way it usually ends. And it's a good film. It's very very visually appealing as well, and aside from the fact that Edwina Hyde's really hot, it's a very like poppy technicolor, like 70s. I don't know, something. It has a 70s vibe about it. It's like really warm colors and really really
70s films always are a bit like good 70s films are always like that. They have a certain, I don't know, vibe to them or something.
Yeah, it's really easy to watch. Like I really enjoyed watching it. And it has interesting kind of, an interesting take on it. Anyway, like this, it's not something you'd see, like say like 10 years beforehand. You wouldn't have seen anything like that. Like 1961. It just goes to show how like fast things were changing back then. That like something like 60, 61, like it's just going to be standard conventional direct adaptation of Jekyll Hyde. 10 years later, and you're doing a gender swap story basically, which is playing with gender roles and like biological determinism and stuff like that. Pretty cool.
Could just I haven't seen the film obviously. Do you think it could be read in a slightly transphobic way?
Yeah, definitely, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, it is the 70s, so
it is the 70s, the fact that they're experimenting with it, I think is, it's more
it hadn't been done.
Yeah, admirable anyway. Like they're at least trying something. It's not like a sleepaway camp thing where it's like, oh my god, she's a monster. Like you can tell yourself she's definitely not a monster.
Yeah.
But
Girl just needs to live.
it's just playing into it's definitely more playing into the gender politics of it. Like especially within the house itself, you had the two landlords, Susan and Howard, and then Jekyll and Hyde, and the kind of dynamic there is like it's played for laughs, but at the same time I think that's like that's the meat of the film, or that's what distinguishes the film from like a standard kind of adaptation of Jekyll and Hyde, and that's going for like weird stuff like that, where it's like what's the boundary here, like what's the, like you have the binary between those characters, those classic characters Jekyll and Hyde, and then you have a different binary between like man and woman, and like what's the boundary there, what's the dividing line, is there any
what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? What's it all about really? Obviously, it's not going into anything deeply philosophical, but it's just interesting.
Yeah, that is cool.
It's an interesting movie,
Yeah, especially because it is like so old. Like,
it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun anyway. It's not like cerebral. It's like dark or whatever. It's funny. It's bright, poppy. Good fun.
Fun for all the family. A Christmas movie, if ever I've heard one.
It is. It would be fun for all the family. I think the family could watch it.
Yeah. No. What else did I watch? Actually, talk about Christmas.
Grimbo.
I watched a Christmas movie.
Oh.
Which I don't really do. I don't really like watching Christmas movies. For the reason why, because the majority of them are fucking dog shit.
That's true.
Like most Christmas movies are bad. Like that's just a fact.
That's a fact. We've established that fact many times before.
I would love to go into the darkest recesses of the Hallmark, like, Christmas movies.
Yeah. Is that a thing? Like, is there like is there a depth to be plumbed there?
I imagine that there is a level of dog shit that they go to that would be interesting.
Maybe.
Especially because it is like, surely there's like a major, like all those films all hit the same beats, and they're like, I'm sure like a bunch of them are like consumerist as fuck.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So that would be, maybe we could do one of them next week. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Probably won't do that.
Probably not going to happen, but maybe one of us will remember to watch it.
Yeah, maybe. No, I watched Satoshi Kon's.
He's back.
Tokyo Godfathers, which is weird from everything else that Satoshi Kon has done, because it is a Christmas movie. It's about these 3 homeless people. Can't remember what their name is now, but there's 3 of them. And they find a baby, and they're like, "Oh, we need to get this baby back home." And shenanigans ensue, and it's a Christmas movie because it's set over Christmas, and it's about this kind of found family trying to, bond together through, how they're all weird and they all have like backstories, and it's all very, very sad, but they're all happy together as this one family unit. And then, they're trying to get the baby home, and it's funny. But it's so fucking weird compared to like Perfect Blue. Stylistically, not really. Like, it's similar, because the way that Satoshi Kon like animates his characters, like draws his characters, or the way that he designs his characters is very un-anime. Like, it's not, that kind of cutesy, generic look that anime characters normally have. They're all kind of ugly. Like, every character is kind of ugly, or like just realistic, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah.
And that holds true for Tokyo Godfathers as well. But it's really good, really, really good. It's on Netflix now. 'Tis the season to watch. And like by the time that the film ended, I had a big smile on my face, because the whole thing is kind of about not chance. What's that word? Like
fate.
Not fate.
Serendipity.
Like things happen. Like things always work out in the end. What's that type of look called?
I don't know.
I can't remember that. Fuck me, that's so annoying. I can't remember what it's called. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. coincidence. That's the word.
Coincidence.
Like there's loads of coincidences that like kind of let the story to keep ticking. Because at all times you're just like, how the fuck are they gonna find like the family to this baby? And then just coincidences just keep happening to, you know, keep them going down the breadcrumb trail to like eventually, you know, uniting the baby back with its family. But even like at the point where you're like, oh, they did it, there's another twist that happens and stuff like that. Very, very, very good. And then even at the end, like you're like, well, the baby and this character are fucked, but then chance
The baby's
happens. They're fucked. They're dead. They're gone. But then a coincidence or a chance happens, and they're saved, because it is kind of like a religious thing, or not like it is kind of a religious thing, because multiple times throughout the film, one of the characters. Wait, now that I have the Wikipedia page in front of me, I'm gonna get their names. Fuck, that doesn't help at all. Hannah. She's a trans character, actually not treated great. There's a lot of slurs thrown at her. By this one character, Jin, who's like he's like the father and she's the mom, and then they have this younger girl, called Miyuki. I'm probably butchering that name, but Miyuki. And but she, like, Hannah is like the heart and soul of the film. So, you know, she's treated bad by one of the characters, but it's not like the world itself isn't transphobic, just from one of the characters. And then he eventually, like, you're not meant to like agree with him. I think it is meant to be used for comedic effect. So that it doesn't work that sense, but you know, by the end of the film it all works out. But Hannah has she keeps saying throughout the film, she's like, oh, this baby, like, God loves this baby. Like, this baby's basically Jesus, more or less.
Oh, Christmas, yeah.
So
do they have Christmas in Japan?
They must do. I didn't realize, because like,
are they? They're not a Christian company or country, are they?
I know that Korea's
Catholic, isn't it?
Yeah, Korea is Catholic, but I assume that Japan must be, or like Christian anyway.
Yeah, I
assume
know.
it would be with the more, you know, American influences.
Yeah, probably. But like, you'd also be like, they're so stubborn about those things.
Yeah, that's things. What is the religion in Japan?
I'm gonna look that up. Pull that up. I'm not gonna tempt fate with this computer.
Religion in Japan manifests primarily in Shinto and in Buddhism, the two main faiths.
Shinto.
80% of the populace follow Shinto rituals to some degree.
What's that?
And then I have no idea. I had no idea what the fuck Shinto is. So I have a list here. What religions do you belong to? Okay, right. So this is some of Google Maps, Google Images first search image that comes up. So
that means it's the most reliable information out there.
It is 100%.
This is 100% confirmed. Reliable
I can't even
data.
find out what is JapanGuide.com. Okay, so here we go from JapanGuide.com. Our first question: are you religious? Yes, no, don't know. No is 55% of people.
55.
Don't know is 28%, 29% of people.
How did they not know?
They're like, I don't know, agnostic. Like, maybe I'm religious, maybe I'm not.
That doesn't make any sense.
And then yes is 16%.
16. That's low.
But then, what religions do you follow? 52% is none. And then Buddhism is 36, and then Shinto is 11, and then Christianity is 10.6%. So
that's not that low.
So Shinto and Christianity are pretty close.
Yeah,
I guess.
The lads.
According to JapanGuide.com.
Japan
figure out when this
is Japan Guide, yeah.
Guide, yeah. I can't even figure out when this survey was done. Oh, in January 2000, we sent
January 2000. That's 20 years old. This data is 20 years old. Like.
Okay, well, they obviously do. They obviously do to some degree. Celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, man, I wouldn't believe in God if they dropped fucking nuclear bombs in my gaff, you know. Fuck that, you know. Yeah, Christmas though.
Um,
I'm sure
yeah,
they
but
do. A cultural thing,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, because it's mad America. Maybe they don't, they're like, oh, Christmas is the time where you all meet up on December 25th, and then you have, you play pass the parcel up with gifts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Rather than, going to mass and stuff like that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Because I sure as fuck don't do that.
Yeah, same. That sounds
Well, actually, no, they
boring
do-
as fuck.
Yeah, fuck that. Christmas mass, no thanks.
Yeah.
Because there's multiple times throughout the film though where they go to like temples. So I guess they're either, I think they're Buddhist or they're Shinto. I don't know. They go to these little temples to like worship,
Mm.
and they're like thanks to God and stuff like that. And even like Hannah is a kind of Mary character because she is trans and she's the mother of this baby. She's kind of the Virgin Mary kind of figure in the film, if you were to take the reading that way. So that's
It's pretty cool.
it's pretty good. It is good.
How long
And
is it?
it's only like 85 minutes or something like that.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Bad. That's
and
what you
it's
want.
nice as well. But like, it's got a nice cozy message, and it's a pretty cozy film for the most part.
That's what you want. That's what you want around this time of year. This wonderful time. Something cozy, something simple, something that goes down. Without any hitches or glitches. Like a fine glass of eggnog.
Yeah, you want to go down smooth.
Yeah.
Like, even like the fact that it is like it's about the inherent good in people, especially people that are often overlooked during Christmas. Homeless people. And like it's about these three homeless people are just trying to get a baby back to its family, and they literally go through fucking hell to bring this baby back.
Yeah.
And it is about like the kindness in strangers and stuff like that. It's good. It is good, which is a good Christmas message.
Exactly.
Even grandma will like this anime. Knock this on and then show her Akira afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad. Bit of Christmas anime. It's sign me up.
Oh, what else you watch this past fortnight?
I watched the film that you would love. It's called Pin. 1988 film. You would
Looking it
love
up
this
right
film.
Oh, fuck me, man.
Yeah. No, it's very, very good. It's a film called Pin, 1988. It's a Canadian film, directed by a guy called Sander Stern, who's a horror director who directed many things. Again, many things that we would not know.
This one was ooey.
He did a lot of TV stuff, but yeah, it's a because it's kind of forgotten. It's kind of slept on because it has that weird kind of like low budget B movie horror kind of throwaway vibe. Like it gives off that vibe, but then you watch it and it's so well put together. It's unreal. Like everything about it, it's just like perfectly executed.
That main guy looks like Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. He's in Stargate. The only other thing, he's in Stargate Atlantis. And David Hewlett. And that's it. But yeah, it's
he's a fuck off.
But yeah, it's a story of. It's a very strange story. It's a story of a medical dummy called Pin, who lives in the gaff of a rich, upper class American family or Canadian family. And there's a son, Leon, there's a daughter, Ursula, and then there's the father figure, Dr. Frank Linden, and he's like he's just this really weird doctor who kind of like not, I don't know, well like mentally, I suppose, abuses his children, and that he just kind of like he has weird like sexual hang-ups or something like that. But basically, because it's not as bad as that sounds though. Because I was afraid it's gonna go in that horrible kind of like weird direction. But
that like exploitation kind of shit that like films from the 70s gonna go down.
Yeah. But it doesn't do that because it's basically it's almost about education because the the medical dummy Pin is the father figure uses Pin to to teach
fuck?
to teach his kids lessons, but he uses ventriloquism to do it. So he's like, Leon asks Pin a question, and then Pin will respond, but it's it's the dad using ventriloquism. Like it's not a supernatural kind of thing, which I didn't understand actually. It's a bit of a weird thing. I actually completely missed it.
Pin looks fucking horrific when I'm looking at photos of him.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
creepy
They spent
looking.
$100,000 making his making that just on the medical dummy.
You can see like it's so freaky looking.
Yeah. And but basically he's they have this medical dummy Pin, and he's completely 100% anatomically correct. So he has a dick and all and stuff like that. And he's just
Good on him.
he doesn't have skin. It's just like it's the musculature and the bones and stuff. So the kids, when they're little kids, that's when the film starts. When they're only small children, they're led to believe that Pin is actually alive, and obviously he isn't. But the son Leon becomes fixated with the dummy, to a really weird extent, and it's kind of the kind of springboard for it is one time he's there, he's like looking for advice off Pin, and one thing what kind of confused me was the fact that Pin is responding to Leon's questions even though the dad isn't in the room, but that's kind of like elaborated on further. But so a nurse walks into the room, and like Leon has to go hide, and he hides in the closet, and the nurse jumps on top of Pin and starts riding him. And she's using him as
I'm looking at these photos right now. Pin like lying on
she
top
used
of
him
her.
as a dildo, and he's watching from Leon, the little kid, is watching from the closet, which maybe is thinking about it now, probably some kind of coded message. And he's like, what the fuck is going on? Because she's like, oh, she's like proper getting into it, But I think Pin is also making noises as well. So it's like, what does that mean? Because Pin isn't supernatural anyway. That's like an established thing in the film, because it's very much a psychological horror film. But anyway, there's a time skip from that point, and they jump ahead to the teenage years of Leon and Ursula. Leon is developed into this like weird, stiff, like just like he's just all like, I don't know. He's a nerd.
He's not doing too good.
He's an incel basically.
Yeah.
He's the kind of person, he'd be in Young Fine Gael. That's the kind of person he is, He's like, he's walking around in the tweed suit, and like he has the hair and all.
He's a Tory.
He's a Tory, yeah, pure Tory. And Ursula, she's a more normal young girl. She's talking about how she thinks she's trying to confide in Leon. She's like, I might be pregnant. And he's like, you slut, you fucking whore, you bitch. Like how you must have been having sex with every guy in town and all that. He's like slut shaming her or whatever,
Yeah.
Absolute virgin, this guy Leon. It's established he is a complete incel. Like he's not even interested really in the opposite sex, but he is fixated on this idea, or almost fearful of what Ursula's sexual activities are, which is weird because she's his sister.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, like he's like, oh, like maybe you are pregnant. They get a pregnancy test. Turns out she's pregnant. He's like, we have to ask Pin what to do, And Ursula's like, what the fuck? Like, he's that's a childhood thing. Like that's something our dad used to teach us lessons as a kid. He can't really talk. But they go up and they ask, and Leon makes her ask the dummy, and Pin responds. But it's established that Leon has learned to use ventriloquism. So
This sounds so fucked up, man. This sounds class.
It's very, very, very good. It's on YouTube as well. Very, very, very worth the watch. And so the whole thing is Leon has basically inherited this weird kind of hang-up from his dad. His dad is like very, very strange guy. I don't know. I can't really communicate like what the kind of vibe he gives off, because he like the dad performs the abortion on the daughter. This is all kind of like this isn't spoiling anything. Like this is just kind of the setup to this is the premise of the film. Like the dad performs the abortion on the daughter and invites Leon to sit down and observe to learn, you know? And you know? It's just like really strange. It's like this kind of like white picket fence nightmare kind of thing, where it's not an explicit nightmare. Like the horror is in just the way things are as they're presented. Like it's not like dark. It's not like any jump scares or anything. It's all in broad daylight. It's all in this huge mansion in the suburbs. There's no real violence at all. But basically, the rest of the film and sort of the escalation of the story revolves around Leon's increasing reliance and kind of the blurring of his of his kind of relationship with Pin, even though Pin isn't a real thing, or is he? I don't know. Maybe he is, because it's implied. It actually is implied at one point that Pin might have some kind of you know, self-control, some kind of supernatural power. There might be some kind of something in there anyway. But there's an amazing twist ending at the end. Very, very good. Like really like cheesy, but like in like an amazing like 80s way, like a Goosebumps kind of way, you know?
Yeah.
It's like it just like kind of turns it around on you, and you're just like that is so satisfying. Like that's perfect. The ending is perfect. It's not too long. It's like 90 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
And it is freaky. Like as you said, like Pin looks absolutely just, I don't know. It's like the stuff of nightmares.
He looks like he's gonna lean forward and talk and like grab you.
Yeah. It gets weirder later in the film as well, because Leon kind of modifies him. I don't know if that shows up.
It does.
Yeah. He's just sitting there at the dinner table.
I don't know if he looks better or worse.
Yeah. It's so bizarre. Very unsettling film.
Yeah.
Very slept on. I'd never heard of it. Actually, I don't even know how I came across it, but I think you'd really like it. So. Oh,
I'm 100% gonna watch this by the end of next week, or like before next episode.
Yeah.
I will have watched this film.
Bit of pain. But yeah, I watched that. That was the best thing I watched. That's the best thing I watched in a while, to be honest. You know.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun watching that.
Yeah, it looks really good. Looks great. I suppose I'll talk about the other film I watched, because I only watched a short film, and then we can go for a break and go on to listener questions and news. But I watched Julia Ducournau's, jeez, I'm butchering her name, the one that did Titanium Raw. Yeah. Her short film, Junior. It went on to Mubi the other week, and I was like, obviously I'm gonna watch this because it's Julia Ducournau, and I love Boat Raw, and I love Raw and Titan, so I was like, gotta give this a blast. It has I gotta look up the actor's name, because she's in all of Julia Ducournau's films. Her name is Garance Marelier. Absolutely butchered the pronunciation of that, but she always plays a character called Justine in Ducournau's films, and in Junior she plays a prepubescent girl that likes to be called Junior, and Junior goes to school one day or something, whatever, I can't remember what exactly happens or how it starts, but starts to get like, feels real sick, has a stomach ache, feels real bad, and someone's like, oh, maybe you're getting your period. She's like, shut up, and she punches her mate. She only hangs around with boys, and she's very misogynistic to other girls, calling them all sluts and whores, and really hating femininity. And then she gets a stomach ache, and it turns into a body horror film. And by the end of this like metamorphosis period that she goes through, she's like a much more like girly girl, and she's matured. Like, you know, she looks like, obviously drew makeup, because she's 13, like the actor's 13 when they did this. And then Raw came out 2016. This is like a 2012 film or something. So in Raw she's like 17 or 16, 17, and then, or maybe she's 18, and then you know, when Titanium came out this year, she's like we've literally seen her. You can literally watch this actor grow up through these 3 films. It's really cool, and they're all body horror films.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but hold on, I'm gonna share my screen with you and just show you this photo. What do you think of this photo here, Mark? What vibes does that give you?
Oh, isn't that a bit weird? No, it's pure hug. She's like, well, she's holding onto her quite close, but
Mommy, that's all that I think.
yeah,
But yeah,
mommy.
mommy, I want to be held like that.
Well, yeah, that's ideal, you know.
Yeah,
But no, she's a kid now. Maybe it was strange,
yeah.
but no,
Maybe it is a bit strange.
I don't know.
But, you know.
I don't know. I haven't seen this girl in action in the
They're
films.
French, man. You know.
That's true. That's very, very true. The French are the whole different culture over there. You know, they kiss each other on the cheeks. You know.
Yeah. Now, if that
They're
was
weird.
American, I'd be worried about that. But the fact that they're French,
That's true.
like, you know.
That's true. Yeah. I was thinking you're going to show me like a picture of like her with Ghislaine Maxwell or something like that. You know.
Oh no. But yeah, and so in Junior, she goes through this like metamorphosis, and then at the end, she's more girly, and she's like she's more accepting of femininity, and one of her friends like slags her older sister, and Junior now like she calls herself Junior at the start of the film. It's like, don't call me Justine, and then after the metamorphosis, she's like, yeah, you can call me Justine, that's my name. So this like it's a body horror film about a young girl having her period and going through like teenage puberty and stuff like that, and then through that accepting and like loving her femininity and loving being a woman more. She kicks the shit out of this dude when he slags her sister though. Jesus, she fucks him up. It's good though, and the body horror, man. I don't know what the fuck it is with this director and the body horror. She has like scratching in every one of her films, and every time that it happens, it makes my skin crawl. It's so gross.
Yeah. How long is this? Or is that a movie?
20
or
minutes.
anything? 20 minutes.
20 minutes. A short film. It's a movie.
Oh, very good, very good.
Really, really good. Really, really good. I recommend it.
I'll have to have a look at that. Yeah, because the other ones, like, you can't really find Titan and what you call it, Raw. What are they on? They're on.
Raw is on like Canadian or American Shudder, and then
Yeah.
Titan is coming out here New Year's Eve or something like that. I think it is.
Is it? All right.
Yeah, it's not out here yet.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't be able to see that in cinemas, and
Yeah.
Raw's a bit of it. That's kind of, you have to work to get to that. I think I might just stick on Junior. Because
Yeah.
obviously this
Yeah.
DeCornay's blowing up.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be huge, man. Like,
Mm.
she's already like one of my favorite directors now after these 3 films. And I think Raw is her first feature film. Like she has another film that she co-directed with someone else, but Raw is her first by herself directorial debut feature length, and it's like, that's ridiculous. That's
Yeah, that
insane.
is insane. Yeah. Pulling that out of the bag.
And then your sophomore film wins, Cannes.
Palme d'Or, like, yeah.
The Palme d'Or and all, like,
Like, you're set.
mad.
You are set.
yeah, you are set.
She's not even 40, like.
No,
You
she's
know?
mad young. She's in her 30s.
Yeah, the French.
But yeah, we're up to Oscar season now.
That's true. I still don't know what would win in any category.
I think Jane Campion, director of The Power of the Dog or something like that Benedict Cumberbatch film that just came out on Netflix. I think that she might be. I've heard the buzz that she might win Best Director. So
Really? Power of the Dog? I've never heard of that.
yeah, it's apparently really good. I haven't
Alright.
I haven't seen it, but we can maybe check it out before the Oscars.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But Cumberbatch, he's been really off the grid.
Yeah,
off
hasn't he?
my grid anyway. I haven't seen him in anything since, like, feels like Imitation Game or something. Well, he's been
ever since he's just been Marvel films.
He's just in Doctor Strange, yeah. Pretty just living off that,
It doesn't need to be in anything else.
Yeah, it's like sitting on the dole, like, just in Doctor Strange.
Oh man, I
yeah.
watched what the fuck was it called? It's called The Courier or something like that. Last week with with my mum and my dad. It was peak dad cinema. Like, it was an a salesman or something like that, based on a true story. Salesman who went back and forth between London and Moscow, and he was like, delivering messages from like one of their spies that were there. It was peak dad cinema. Benedict Cumberbatch was the main actor.
Oh, okay. Is that on
and
Netflix?
Yeah, or was it? I can't remember. It might have been on Raccoon or something. I can't remember where we watched it.
I'll have to
But I
look
was just
that up.
like, I haven't seen him in anything, and then this is like 2015 and 2016, pure Oscar bait film, you know.
Oh, really? Is it?
Oh yeah, I felt like it was definitely going for, because it was the story of this average man that stopped the Cuban Missile Crisis and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's. Yeah, might tell my dad about that.
Oh yeah, I'm
Get
telling
him
you,
on.
your dad would love it.
Yeah.
All dads would love this film. Like I watched
Dadcore.
Kings of New York with my mum and my dad, and then the next day I watched The Courier, and my dad was like, "That film was better than Kings of New York." I was like, "No, it wasn't."
No, it wasn't.
Just,
Oh,
no,
there it is.
wasn't.
Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, that's not it. There's a different film called The Courier.
It's on like 2015 or 2014.
Yeah, this one's from 2019. Gary Oldman's in it. An enigmatic motorcycle courier must fend off a series of henchmen when she stalls the assassination attempt of a key witness. Whatever. That's stupid.
That's not it, but it sounds. Wait, what's it called? The Courier? Hold on a second. Wait, let me look
The
this up.
Courier. No, yeah, because it showed
pretty
up on
sure it's-
Google. It showed up on Google, but like I looked it up on Netflix and it's just some fucking random film with Gary Oldman in it. And Olga.
Oh my god, this is a
Kurylenko.
2020 film. Oh fuck me.
The Courier is.
Yeah, the new
Oh,
one
it
that
is.
I watched.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, it feels like a film that came out like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Jeez, Cumberbatch's been busy. He been busy.
Yeah, she was in 1917 for, you know, that one scene.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he's in one scene at the end of the film. He had a gnarly scar. Man, he's just been in documentaries. I'm just looking at this. Like, he's mostly just been in documentaries. And The Grinch.
The Grinch, yeah.
A few TV shows. Yeah, he hasn't really done much since.
Oh, wait,
Imitation, it
that
was-
is it. That's the one. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
I must watch it on Netflix then with my family.
What the fuck? It doesn't look like. I don't know. But yeah, I'll tell my dad to watch that.
But yeah, Junior was good.
Yeah, Junior was good.
You should watch Junior and then tell your dad to watch The Courier.
Yeah, we'll do a double bill.
Yeah, perfect. That's a perfect deal.
dad core night in.
Yeah.
You know?
Dad, I'll watch The Courier with you if you watch a Junior with me.
Yeah, it's a great trade-off, you know. The Courier.
It's only fair.
Yeah, Courier's only 90 minutes. That's not bad.
Man, I fell asleep with the first like 45 minutes.
How?
I was after eating. I
Fell asleep for half the film.
The main character had only been introduced and I was asleep, and then I woke up towards the end of the film.
Fucking hell.
It was a good buzz. It was a good Friday night or
It
something
sounds,
that I spent
sounds
with family.
cozy. It sounds cozy AF.
It was extremely cozy. Peak cozy vibes. Watching dad movies at Christmas, you know. What else you be doing?
That's the way to do it.
We go for a break.
I'll go for a break and then head on to listener questions and the news.
Yo.
All right. Welcome back to the Power Pod. We're back after the break, and we're going straight into our news section. Quite a lot has happened. It's the longest break we've ever taken between episodes. So it is the most amount of stuff we've had to cover. But funnily enough, we have nothing to cover that hadn't happened, that we already hadn't planned to cover last week. It's mad.
I know.
Well, nothing's really happened in the last week, but the week before that, things have really kicked off. But yeah, it kicked off with the Spiderverse 2 trailer. My God. What a vibe.
I can't wait. Into the Spider-Verse.
I've never seen Spiderverse.
Into the Spider-Verse is the best superhero film to come out in the past 10 years.
Ooh.
And yes, I do mean that. It's one of the best animated films ever made. Into the Spiderverse is fantastic. It is great.
Yeah, the new
And
trailer
I'm
looks
assuming
good.
the trailer looks good. The trailer looks real good. Same kind of style being kept, which is chef kiss, muy bien. I love that. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be
I already
great.
think that it's gonna be good.
I'm sure it will. Miles Morales, all the lads. All the lads. Did you see
All
the
the
new one
boys.
for the live action one, which is coming out now in a few days?
Yeah, I got tickets booked for Thursday.
Oh really? Yeah, yeah. At
Yep.
the premiere, like, or the
Well, not
first
the premiere, but
the first day.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
First or second day. No, like looking at this trailer for the Spiderverse 2, they have that 2049 one, whatever the fuck that one is. Oh wait, what type of Spider-Man is that? You know, the Spider-Man from the future.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
2099, is that the one? Wait, let me look this up. Is that the right one?
I don't know.
Yes, Spider-Man 2099.
All right.
Looks badass. He's getting thrown into the future, so that's gonna be cool. But Into Spider-Verse 2 is gonna be dope as fuck.
Dope AF. Where is it? When is it coming out?
That is a good question.
We don't even know.
Spider-Man 2 Into Spider-Verse 2 release date is set for October 2022.
All right, they've lost me. I'm not interested anymore.
A year.
That's,
Fuck
That's
that.
fucking ages away. That's a year away.
Yeah.
No, the new Spider-Man though, the one's coming out, that looks good. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
As long as they have.
Yeah, it's coming out tomorrow.
Tomorrow, is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the new one, All the Way Home, or whatever it's called.
No Way Home. That's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, No Way Home. I hope they have because they haven't done any of the reveals of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
Even though
So-
it's definitely.
Of course they're in it, yeah, but like to
Have
what
you
extent?
have you seen all the stuff of fans looking into the trailers and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've heard a bit like
Yeah.
there's like invisible characters and stuff like that, or there's like what is it? The lizard gets punched by nobody. Like it's clearly
Yeah.
someone that edited it out.
What do you think of that?
What do you mean?
Do you think Do you think that Disney?
I think it's cool. I think it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Do you think that like Disney and like Marvel should have kept, like, this is the worst kept secret in Hollywood, basically?
Oh yeah. No, like obviously they couldn't have kept the secret, But at the same time, it's I think it's just common sense that they try to like build up hype surrounding it, But like I think a trailer reveal wouldn't have gone amiss, Maybe with the last trailer, like maybe just it's like, hey, like maybe it's pizza time or something like that, like a little Easter egg just before the trailer.
That classic Spider-Man catchphase. It's pizza time.
But they're like, that's Tobey Maguire, Like that's Tobey. 'Cause I rewatched Spider-Man 2 actually. That was the one film I watched this week. I rewatched Spider-Man 2 again. It was very, very, obviously very, very an amazing film. But Dr. Octopus, can't wait to see him again. What a villain. What an amazing villain.
Buzzed. Can't wait to see him again.
Yeah, absolutely buzzed. They should just, like, who really cares about Andrew Garfield? But they should just give Tobey Maguire back a series. Like, maybe like kind of like a punished Spider-Man, like an older Spider-Man, like a veteran Spider-Man. Something like that. Like obviously a different timeline and stuff. That
Give him
would
a
be
TV show.
cool. A TV show? I don't know.
Yeah, just give him a Disney Plus like limited series, like one season long.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if they could do it well, could they do that well?
I'm sure they could.
Maybe.
Although
Actually,
I'm pretty sure that
I've never seen any of them anyway, so
I'm pretty sure. Well, just have it like. I guess you could just, because I'm gonna say, I'm pretty sure that Sony. Do Sony own the rights to Spider-Man again?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, but like
Yeah,
it's the
so-
same. They do it with Disney now,
Yeah.
so I don't know. But I still haven't seen a single Tom Holland Spider-Man film.
They're alright.
This will be the first one.
They're alright.
Yeah,
They're grand. You
they're
know,
grand. I'm sure they are. Yeah.
they are the most fine Spider-Man movies. They're not as good as the Tobey Maguire ones.
And
And that's not even nostalgia goggles on. They just are.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of the Andrew Garfield ones though. I was thinking of watching them. I was like, you know what? No, I don't want to.
It's just not really worth it, you know.
No,
Like, they're
especially
not-
because they're not meant to be good.
They're not terrible. Like, they're not terrible, but they're not good, you know. Not good at all.
Yeah.
Especially the second one. The second one's dog shit.
Yeah, second one's hated.
Yeah. At least Spider-Man 3 had the dignity to be hated in a really controversial and like repugnant kind of way, like an insulting kind of way, you know.
It was like stupidly bad.
Yeah. It was
as opposed to just being like boring bad.
yeah, it offended people. It was that bad, you know. It's like it's known. It's a famously bad film. Spider-Man or the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is just like it's just bad, you know. It's a bad film.
It's a bad movie.
There's something to say about it. But yeah, interesting times in the Spiderverse, so they say.
Yeah, Spider-Man is back and he's bigger. Spider-Man seems to be like bigger now than, like in the late 2010s, like it was all Batman all the time.
Yeah.
Like now it seems to be Spider-Man.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
There's a lot of Spider-Man content out there.
Like Spider-Man stuff. Sure, you can't go wrong. He is objectively the best Marvel superhero, you know.
Easily. He's like the best superhero in general.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
Yeah. Batman's pretty cool, man. But
Batman is pretty cool, but if I was to take
who's the
if I was to have
lamest superhero? Like out of the
Hawkeye.
yeah, that's true. But like out of like the main canon of the ones that kind of dominate, you know, right now.
Superman.
I was gonna say that Superman is the most boring guy. Like, you know.
Superman is easily the most boring.
Yeah, it's like who cares? Wow.
Yeah, who cares? Like,
wow, you're super. Wow.
Wow, you can do everything. Cool.
Yeah, so yeah.
Who's the lamest Marvel one
Besides
Hawkeye?
Yeah, it's definitely, I don't know, Thor. I think Thor is really boring. Such a boring guy.
Thor was really boring until the
Ragnarok is good, yeah. But like that's he's almost a side character now, you know.
Yeah.
It's like the things are happening around him. I don't know. Iron Man's actually mad boring. Except for Iron Man 1, Iron Man is just a terrible character, you know.
Yeah,
The Iron Man 1 is the only good film the only film that Iron Man is actually good in. Other than that, he's just like he's just an excuse for the plot to go forward. It's like, oh, I've invented this impossible suit to fix our problem. It's like sound for that, Tony.
He's just a Deus Ex Machina character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We also had the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 trailer.
I saw that. Yeah. Did you have a look at that?
I haven't seen the original one purely because, like, remember that first trailer? Remember eons ago that first trailer came out.
Yeah, scraps.
And it was so bad. It was so bad.
Yeah, Gangsta's Paradise. What a time!
God.
What a time!
What a time! That character design, like,
I
I think it's always worth going back and looking at how bad that character design was when it first came out. Like, it is hideous.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. Yeah, it looks like a dog. But
And
apparently the film's good though. Apparently the film is quite good.
Yeah, apparently the film is like the best,
Video game.
video game adaptation because it's grand.
Because it's not terrible.
Yeah, because it's not terrible. Like, I'm just gonna share my screen with you. Like, look at what he used. Look what he looked like in the first trailer.
Yeah. Like, what's going on with the shoes? Why is he wearing them?
The teeth. Like, he had teeth. Like, the comparison of these two.
Yeah, that is fucked.
Mad.
Yeah, even
why would you in any way try to make Sonic realistic looking?
Yeah, I don't know what they're like. We talked about it before. To be fair, in that one he looks pretty. It kind of looks like it makes sense, you know. The one where that one there. So that makes sense, but it's a very specific pose, obviously.
Yeah, once he's facing you.
Once he's facing you and he's looking mad angry, you know.
Yeah, but, and then the side on it just looks awful.
Yeah. What was that? But didn't we talk about before the idea that maybe they did that on purpose?
Yeah, I wonder if they did.
To build hype. Because that would have been kind of forgotten, I'd say. Like, people would have been like, Sonic the Hedgehog movie, who cares, really? But everyone was talking about it for about, a week or two. Because they're like, this is so bad. But then
That
they
could have
pulled
been
out the
another
bag.
Cats. It could have been a Cats movie. where it's
Cats,
just,
exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
hideous.
Cats, Jesus, yeah.
But yeah, Sonic Hedgehog 2. That's wild.
It looks good.
Great.
Knuckles.
Idris Elba as well as Knuckles.
Is he? That's
yeah,
gas.
Idris Elba.
That is gas.
It's good.
Yeah.
Probably going to be, grand as well.
It's probably going to be completely solid, I'd say,
Mm-hmm. A fine, kids family movie.
Yeah, Jim Carrey as Eggman. It's very great casting, I think.
That is great casting.
Even
isn't
though
it?
I haven't seen the first film, but he looks great in it,
I'm sure it's decent. I'm pretty sure it's like the best Jim Carrey film that's come out
In like 20 years.
in ages. Yeah, in a very long time. Like,
Yeah, poor guy. Lost
poor
the plot.
poor guy. But in far more important news,
Yeah, more important
we
news.
finally have not only an image of the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, but we have a release date.
We have multiple images. We have
Multiple
released
images
it.
has more come out.
18th of February. 18th
18th
of February, 2022. Not long. That's only 3 months away. That's not 3 months
That
away.
is-
That's
yeah.
2 months away.
2 months away.
Wow.
Jesus, that's scary, isn't it?
That is scary. That's scary because I'm
There are
afraid.
multiple images.
I'm afraid of what this is going to be. I tried to
Yeah.
send you a thing on Twitter, but like you're off Twitter.
Oh yeah, I'm gone.
There was some guy who did he was at a preview screening and he's just talking about like his opinion of the movie. He says it's good. He has a positive opinion of it, but looking at his account, I think he's maybe not our kind of
Not the most
our kind of
reliable
vibe.
source.
Yeah. I don't know, but he says there is a scene. I'll just quote him. A few people have asked, and yes, there's a scene in the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre where Leatherface massacres kids on a party bus, and it's live streamed. So there's a live stream in the film of people getting massacred. Of kids getting massacred on a bus. A live stream. I didn't know how to feel about that. There's other details as well, but it didn't. It's sort of it sounded kind of shy.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, but we haven't seen it. That's the thing. We can't judge, And like the images are very, very nondescript. The one of
Yeah,
Leatherface standing in the silhouette in the door frame, that's a bit weird. It seems like a new take, kind of.
Yeah, it looks like he looks like Jack the Ripper in London in that.
Yeah, he looks like a butcher. He
Yeah.
looks like a
Which is what he is. So.
yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Did you see the image of the teens, the 4 teens?
Yeah. I think that's a bad sign. That's a very bad sign.
Yeah, the color grading looks really weird because I'm pretty sure this is meant to take place now, but that image looks like color grading looks like it's meant to be replicating the 80s.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it not just mad warm, no?
It is mad warm, but I don't know. It's maybe because I'm just like conditioned by like Netflix and how they color grade things to make it look like that like Stranger Things can be kind of color graded to look like the 80s.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm like looking into the wrong. Like the fashion looks pretty modern.
Yeah.
Although the fashion now is pretty much 80s, so that doesn't help.
That's true, yeah, the retro vibe.
But yeah,
Yeah.
February. Wild.
Yeah.
On Netflix as well, which is handy.
Yeah. That's a
I mean, I'd love to go
there's
see it
a-
in
there's-
cinemas.
yeah, I'd like to. Definitely, I'd love to go see it in like fucking 4DX or whatever, like Cineworld or something. You'd be having a
IMAX.
laugh. Yeah, IMAX. Yeah, seeing the big screen. But clearly the people who produced the film don't believe that the film would do anything in a cinematic context.
No.
Apparently, there's a school shooting subplot as well. One of
Right.
the main character is a school shooting survivor, and she uses her trauma.
Okay, that could be something because Texas Chainsaw. It's a film about Texas, which is obviously red bloods. I don't know if it's a red state. I'm assuming Texas is a red state.
Oh yeah.
I know that Dallas and
Austin.
Austin are very You know, probably. I know that Austin's a very like
Very
hipster,
lib.
left-leaning,
Yeah.
lib place, but you know, as a state, it's a red state, so maybe there could be some commentary there. I don't think so, but maybe there is.
Yeah. Apparently the kids buy a town, evict the residents, and then Leatherface murders a few people. But this is just quoting this guy again. But he says that it is desperate to be Halloween 2018. Or it emulates it in similar way, down to Sally coming back as a Texas Ranger to get revenge. So Sally from the first film is back. Is back. But a lot of these things, see, I don't see how these elements kind of like cohere.
These sound like a lot of ideas.
yeah, a lot going on. Yeah. But sure, we'll see. That could be good though, in terms of like, even if it's a mess, it's like a fine mess, you know.
Yeah,
like
I've heard as well that something about the plot is to do with like these like youth libs coming into Texas state and getting massacred because they're not hard enough to live in this this red-blooded state or something like that.
Yeah. That would be weird.
That would be fucking weird.
But that's kind of
owning the libs with Texas Chainsaw 2022.
Yeah, you need to be a bit more, you know, nuanced, or just be a little more subtle, you know. You know.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of this, like replicating, or like trying to replicate what Halloween 2018 did.
Yeah.
Like, as in, I like the idea of it being a Halloween 2018. I don't like it looking at Halloween 2018 like, oh, we'll try and do that.
We'll just do that, yeah.
Yeah, like you should try and do your own thing. You know, don't try and replicate something else.
Yeah, because like there's a difference, because like Halloween is obviously trying to restart a trilogy. Texas Chainsaw, this thing is just like, they got a lot of random people. They're like, yeah, you can make the movie if you want. Yeah, it's not like they're restarting a whole new universe now.
Yeah,
different priorities, you know.
Yeah, and like as a Texas Chainsaw film, like every like 10 years. So
true. Yeah.
It's not like since Rob Zombie, you know, made his remakes, and then 10 years later there's a new one, or 11 years later. Like there's one this decade, or not this decade, last decade. The Leatherface one's like
2017. Yeah,
2017. Like that's not that long ago.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah. Sure. We'll see. You know, I'm not hopeful, but I don't think I'm pessimistic.
No, and I'm definitely gonna watch this film.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
On day one release, I am watching this film.
Yeah, we're out there. We're gonna have our Letterboxd reviews out. You know, we're gonna be doing write ups. You know, it's gonna be great.
Oh, it's out. It's
we'll
out
have a lot
on Friday.
to say.
Love that.
On the Friday. Yeah,
on the Friday, 18th, February 18th is a Friday. Film's not gonna do well on Netflix.
Absolutely not. No, it's gonna get pulled. Hopefully there's something to talk about. Hopefully something controversial. Yeah, I'm sure there will be. No more cringe. I'm sick of that.
Yeah, I just don't cringe. Jeez, if this is a Halloween like Kills, I'm gonna fucking cry.
Yeah, same.
I'll be so upset. We move on to listener questions.
We'll head on down to our listener question section.
If you want to ask us a question, you can hit us up on Instagram or on Twitter at @paro_pod. Or you can hit us up by email, theparopod@gmail.com. We welcome all questions, all sizes. Send us an essay, send us feedback, send us whatever you want. But our first question today is popping in from Neil. And Neil is asking us, are there any books you guys think are unadaptable?
Books? Unadaptable. Naked Lunch is unadaptable. You can't adapt that book. Even though the film is...
Yeah, especially because the content in it.
Oh, yeah. The film actually is pretty good, but it's not like the book.
It's not Naked Lunch.
Yeah. It's like a specific way of looking at it. Because that's the thing. It's like you look at it from different angles. You got a different book every time. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, you know. I'd say House of Leaves, maybe. Something like that.
Yeah, House of Leaves.
The focus is the form.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, something like Ulysses.
Oh, yeah.
Even though there is a film of that, you just know, because like the things that are good about Ulysses is explicitly because it's a book.
Yeah. Ah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, one of the biggest novels, obviously. I remember reading about how Joyce and I don't know if I talked about it before. Joyce and Eisenstein, like Sergei Eisenstein, who did like Battle Potemkin and all. They
Mm-hmm.
were working on like Eisenstein contacted Joyce, I'm pretty sure, and asked him to work on a script adaptation of Das Kapital by Marx. Like they're going to do a movie of Capital, and Joyce is going to write it. I don't know. I can't remember where I read that, but I'm pretty sure that was a real thing. It
That
just
is
sounds
bonkers.
like there's no way you can adapt that. But if anyone's going to adapt that, it's Eisenstein and James Joyce. You know,
Yeah,
absolutely insane. Like you can't
that
adapt
is
it. It's a textbook.
wild.
It's literally a textbook, and they tried to adapt it. Obviously, didn't go
Yeah,
well.
that's like trying to adapt. Like, I'm trying to think of some other theory book, like
Yeah.
some fucking oh, what's your man's name? The French dude.
Fanon.
Fanon? No, not
Said.
Fanon. The bald dude with the glasses.
Oh, Foucault. Yeah.
Foucault. Like that's trying to adapt like one of his books. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like it's all theories. Like how the fuck you adapting a theory book?
I've no idea. But obviously Joyce knew.
Or are you just like are you gonna like write a story that will be allegorical to the theories? I guess.
Yeah, that would reflect it maybe. But
That
how
just
would
sounds
you?
like born.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like condescending.
Mm.
But obviously
Listen,
they'd
dummies,
have.
you can't read this book. We'll make it into a film.
Yeah. But obviously they'd have a way of like evoking meaning beyond just yelling at the viewer. This is what we mean. Like the way
Yeah.
that Eisenstein would like use like images, like sort of or the montage, obviously, and Joyce
Yeah.
is like the derangement of senses and all those different things. But I thought that was weird. But yeah,
Maybe
books.
it would work. But
Yeah. But it
Maybe.
definitely it could never work now because there's no one around right now that could do that.
no one's insane enough to even try something like that.
Herzog, maybe.
Herzog, maybe, yeah, but like he'd be looking at the spectacular of it, so
Yeah,
that
maybe.
kind of doesn't work either, I guess. Like a fucking pension book. Like I know that Inherent Vice did get an adaptation, and the adaptation is pretty good.
Mm.
But like Gravity's Rainbow, Crying Law 49, something
Can't
like
do
that. Like,
You can't do it.
that.
I think Crying
Easy.
Law 49, maybe you could do that. I think that could
maybe.
work
Yeah, actually, no, Crying Law 49 actually probably would work
because it's so short.
because it's short.
Mm.
Yeah.
But you can make
Like,
you
you
can make it into a 2-hour film,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like yeah, even like, and there's not too many characters in
Mm.
Crying Law 49
It's
for like you to
more
get
linear to the extent that
Yeah.
you could say, pinch on novels.
like
is
there's a
linear,
clear like
you know?
end, middle, start, middle, and end and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it could work. But like something like Gravity's Rainbow, no, there's no that's unadaptable.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that could be adapted.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I'm just looking at my all the long books, like anything that's long. Blood
Yeah.
Meridian.
I
Meridian
think I think you could do that.
you could, but not. Well, actually, no, because you couldn't. You could just allude to the judge stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it'd be half illusion. Yeah.
Yeah, Blood Meridian would actually probably would work because it could work in a dry. Because there are like No Country for Old Men,
Mm.
And then there's James Franco, Child of God one as well. Didn't he did a film of that?
Yeah, Child of God. That was terrible, though, wasn't
Yeah, I was gonna say I assume it's fucking awful.
it? Yeah, because James Franco did footage for Blood Meridian before. It was fucking terrible, absolutely rubbish. But that's just James Franco, though.
Yeah, 100 Years of Solitude.
Yeah. That you can't do that. Yeah, because you'd be switching characters every 10 minutes.
Yeah,
You know,
maybe a TV show.
but then you have to. How long would that be? It'd be like you have a different character every episode.
Yeah, it'd be like a Black
Well,
Mirror or something like that.
Maybe.
And
But
then it leads
it's
on.
It's still be like 50 episodes long.
Yeah, it'd be mad long.
You know,
It's something that wouldn't be picked
better as a
up 'cause
book.
it's. Well, yeah, way better as a book.
better as a book. But yeah, Yeah, some things are better left untranslated.
Mm. I think like the closest thing that you could do to adapting books is like a long book, is TV shows. But then like, what if what if it gets cancelled after like the second season or something like that? Like that's shit.
Yeah, do anthologies. That was the original idea for True Detective. It was a book, and then he broke it down to scripts because he tried to get it published as a book first, and then he was getting involved in TV, and they're like, if you could try break it down into like 10 episodes, and then he did that in space of like a weekend, and a lot of the passages survived because he'd been working on that for years. That book for years. That's why it's so well polished. But he was able to turn it, like, convert it into a TV show pretty easily because it was self-contained, and he didn't need to like extend it over 4 or 5 seasons or whatever.
Yeah,
it was just, and it didn't matter if it was cancelled at the end of the day.
Yeah, because it would have
been better if it was cancelled.
It would be the best TV show ever made. And now it's like, that first season is one of the best seasons ever made, but the rest of it's kind of missable.
The rest is cack.
And I know that Watchmen has had a film adaptation,
and a
but
TV show.
And a TV show, but the TV show's a sequel to the comic.
Okay.
But like to make an actual adaptation of the comic, I don't think it can be done.
Oh really? No.
As much as Zack Snyder tried.
Man, I love Watchmen. I thought Watchmen's very good. Last time I saw it anyway.
In years. So.
I haven't seen it in years either, but I remember I really liked it.
I don't know. It just seems there's a lot going on, and especially because it is critiquing comic books. Like maybe if they were to do an adaptation of it and have it talking about like superhero films now, in a similar way that the original comic talked about comic book heroes and stuff like that.
That would be interesting.
Maybe then that could be a cool adaptation. But I don't know.
That's a great idea.
I don't know if it could be done because it'd just be mad cringe.
It'd be cringe, but it'd be controversial anyway.
It will be controversial.
I think that's a great idea.
Let Martin Scorsese direct a Watchmen film. That's actually a good idea.
That's a great idea.
I'd fund that.
Yeah.
It's like I'll never touch a superhero film. It's like, okay, but what about adapting the anti-superhero comic book?
An anti-superhero film. Like that's gonna be a genre.
Yeah.
Like the anti-western. That's gonna be out. You just have to get ahead of the game and get someone. Yeah, get like a big name. Get someone who knows the craft. Someone who has a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, like you have like The Boys, and like Brightburn, I think, is also like that, and I think that what's that? Invincible, that TV show, the cartoon one.
I don't know.
The Amazon Prime one. Like there are ones I can think of, like, but all three of them are like what the extent of their critique is, what if Superman was evil?
Yeah. So what if they're bad?
Like, what if they're bad guys? But like, actually a critique of the industry that produces, superheroes and stuff like that. It could be interesting. Could be something cool could come of it.
That could be great. Yeah, that will be great.
Yeah, that will be great. That will eventually be made.
Yeah, there will be great stuff.
Not by me, but by someone else. Do you want to take the second question there?
I will now. Give me a second. And then Maura's asking, is it better for a movie with a low budget to try to be ambitious or to work within their limitations and make a smaller story?
The ultimate question.
The ultimate question, which is one we ask ourselves every week. I think it's better for a low budget film to be as ambitious as physically possible. To push the envelope at all costs.
Within reason, like no low budget films should try and be like an Avengers style film.
Yeah.
Like that is just kind of stupid. But like ambitious with your plot. Primer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Be ambitious
Primer.
In different ways. Yeah, not just like
utilize
fancy visuals.
The limitations to be as ambitious as possible. Although I guess that is kind of trying to be within your means, but.
I suppose it is.
Just don't use effects. How about that idea? Just don't use stupid visual effects because you don't have the money for that.
Just do Dogma 95, man. That's pretty ambitious.
Yeah.
No effects.
It is like, just don't use special effects, like, and that is like working within your limitations, and not trying to be ambitious by that stage. But it's also just being realistic and admitting that it's gonna look like shit if you try and do that.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. It's easier these days though with special effects, but there's still this massive gap. It's so obvious. Like even when you see those any of those originals on like Amazon Prime or anything, and like clearly very professional productions and like millions put into it, but there's such a huge, I don't know, maybe it's camera work or something, but the effects are just always terrible, always. You can't have good effects unless you're at the very, very top of the game. So just forget about it. Forget about the whole thing. Be experimental. Be ambitious in different kind of ways.
Yeah. No. Yeah. 100%. Like I don't know. There is such a, maybe it's just cameras or so. I don't know what it is. I don't know what.
Yeah, I have no idea what it is.
But like TV shows, like pristine TV shows, look like films, and they don't cost billions.
Yeah, have you ever see those CW shows like
No.
The Flash or Supergirl or like what you call it?
Like Arrow and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
Green Arrow and stuff, or even the what was it, Black Widow and the Eternals. Why is CG all of those like CGI's? Like I haven't seen the last two films there I mentioned, but I've seen clips of them. CGI is absolutely dog shit. Like
CGI
what's going on there?
Good. Yeah. Like in Black
shit.
Widow. Like in Black Widow, like there's shots of them like in a cafe, and it's clearly on a green screen. It's like, why is this on a green screen?
Yeah.
Like it just looks like shit.
Yeah, it's just pointless.
I don't understand that. Like that side of it doesn't make any sense. I think like low budget films probably should, because it's like someone said this before. I can't remember who it was, but like create, like, recognizing your limitations and limiting yourself can make you more creative. If you restrict yourself, you can find.
Yeah.
I can't remember what that is like, but like diamonds are created under pressure, basically, or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean?
Yeah.
If you
They need to be parameters. Yeah.
Yeah, if you recognize your limitations, you can create something that's extremely ambitious because of that. Like Primer. Like Primer's ridiculous. No piss budget, and it's like an insane, like cyclical time travel film.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just doing it with narrative and script, and like working within the means, but in like a really like unconventional way, like in a way that you wouldn't. It's not like practical,
Yeah.
Like that's because it's not really within your means, because it's just like it's so complicated that you don't have to do it, but you're doing it just for the sake of it. It's just like it's a different way. It's a lateral way of thinking, man.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, 100%.
yeah.
I've never made him a film, so I have no idea.
Yeah, we've no idea what we're talking about. So
No idea, but imagine making a film is extremely difficult.
I'd say it is, but just do what we say and we'll probably make a good film.
Yeah, we're the ultimate critics.
Yeah, we know what we're talking about,
The Parapod is the end all and be all. Forget the Oscars.
Well,
Fuck the Oscars.
We're working on our film at the moment, and it's going to be class when it comes out. The world will see,
Any day now. Netflix will pick it up.
Yeah.
And then we'll have all the big shows,
the
big heads on our podcast.
Doing tours, yeah.
Parapod on the road.
we'll be competing with JP, Jordan Peterson at the 3 Arena. Yeah.
Oh, this time next year.
Psychoanalyzing them on stage.
Yeah.
Let's do it,
Psychoanalyzing the audience.
Yeah. The staves.
Will we leave it at that, will we?
We'll leave it there, so. But sure, we'll see you next week with our recommended film, Crash. David Cronenberg's Crash 1994 adaptation of J.G. Ballard's famous short story. Or maybe it's a novel, I'm not sure. We'll figure it out next week. We'll see what's going to happen. I'm excited.
The sexy episode.
The sexy episode?
The sexy episode. Episode 69, our Christmas episode.
Yeah, it's so appropriate with Crash.
So appropriate. Nothing screams family like 69.
Our sex episode. Well, it'll be good anyway, so.
It'll be a good time.
I'll see you
Right.
then.
Good night. God bless everyone.
Good night, God bless. Bye.
Bye. Oh shit, I was about to fucking end the Zoom call.